Hello, my name is Annika Squires. I was the student trustee for the Upper Canada District School Board in 2024 and 2025. I am the vice chair of Student Senate and our chair of Student Equity and Inclusion, as well as I graduated from Thousand Island Secondary School in 2025. Today, I'm here to share with you some important things about transitioning into high school. When you transition into high school, you have a lot of new things like new teachers, you have multiple teachers, you'll have less time. Teachers are changing each semester. It's a little bit more challenging for students to balance school, work, school activities, sports, and anything else you may be doing outside of school. And it's a new aspect of understanding time management and your own responsibility. It's very important for students to advocate for themselves and their needs, and I'm going to hopefully help you out with some of that. So today we will be creating advocacy cards. So this is first off how we're going to set up our card. So you're going to draw a line down the middle, and our first section is what are my strengths and interests, or what are things I'm good at. Everyone is great at so many things, and it's important to learn what things you're really good at. Be honest with yourself and know that everyone learns just a little bit differently. So what I'm good at may not be what you're good at. It's okay to learn differently from your friends and others. Some of my personal strengths are my handwriting is really pretty. I enjoy to use Canva and I love having conversations with people face to face and making those connections, as well as I'm a pretty good public speaker. For our next section, so on the other side of the line, you're going to write what areas can I improve in. So because everyone's good at something, that also means that everyone has an area of improvement. So sometimes I just need a little bit more time to think. Sometimes I have a really hard time following instructions and taking notes at the same time. Oftentimes students, especially at a young age, really struggle with confidence. Sometimes it's just advocating for yourself and learning about what resources you have and what you're available to access. Our third section, you're going to flip the card over. So on the back side, draw the line again. And our first section is how can I help myself? So everyone is incredible at things. Everyone has areas we can improve on. And it's important to know how you're going to help yourself to do that improvement. The first thing is to try and talk to your teachers. Introduce yourself, get to know them so you make that connection. Have discussions using your advocacy card to help lead the conversation. Talk to them about your strengths and areas that they'll need to assist you. Let them know what accommodations work best for you and tools that you use in the classroom to support you. There are many amazing accommodations that you have in classrooms. Some of them are asking your teachers to reread and reword and rephrase a question. That's something that can be done super easily and quickly in a classroom. For me personally, I have something called squirrel brain. I move so fast and my brain is always thinking 100 miles per minute. So I like to sit up at the front of the classroom so that I can stay focused and not get super distracted really easily. I ask for help and not be afraid to ask for help. It's really important that I reach out to my teachers to ask those questions. So sometimes I stay in at lunch, before school, or after school for a little bit more support. I ask my teachers to provide copies of the PowerPoints or notes beforehand because, like I said, I really struggle to listen and write at the same time and then go back to those notes and understand it. That's a big challenge for me. A big thing is using technology in the classroom. There's so many cool ways that you can use it, and we're going to talk about some of those later. Asking for just a little bit more time over tests, over lunch maybe, or on a break, that's super important for me so that I can't get too overwhelmed and don't get super stressed about the time. How can you use technology to your advantage? There's really cool functions on phones that you can put on Do Not Disturb or put it on silent, but there's this other thing called School Mode. School Mode is a focus that you can put on an Apple iPhone to ensure that you're not getting any notifications that will disrupt you in school, as well as you can set it up to send out a message back to whoever's trying to contact you and say, hey, I'm in class. I'll get back to you when I can. And that's super important so that you can stay super focused. Other things you can use technology for is other apps and programs. So some of my personal favorites are Grammarly, which helps me edit my work. So when at 10 o'clock at night, I'm crunching to finish my homework, I don't have to wake up my mom to proofread things. Speechify is an amazing tool that reads me my textbooks or any work and assignments that I have, and that's a really awesome tool. And you can change the voices. So if you want Snoop Dogg to read to you, you can have Snoop Dogg read to you, and that's really cool to me. OneNote is awesome to organize all of my notes and keep me quite organized so that I'm not scrambling trying to find where that math unit is. Many of my teachers do allow me to use my technology as long as I ask them beforehand and I show them how I use it and I use it correctly in class. The important thing when using technology is that you're using it as a tool and not as a distraction. Another really cool thing that I will use my devices for in school is to take pictures of the slide. So if there's a diagram or something that I want to remember for future reference, I can zoom in and take a picture of it as long as it's okay with my teachers. The last section we're going to talk about today is how can you help me? How can my teachers support me best? Asking yourself what helps you is super important and can narrow down what teachers are doing so that they're really helping you. The few things that really help me is printing off the notes in class, some extra worksheets so that I have some more practice, and if I'm struggling with something, I can continue practicing beyond class. Before a test, asking for a review, maybe it's a review booklet, or maybe it's just 5 to 10 minutes before the test to get out all my nerves. Checking in with me to ensure that I understand the work is super important to me, and I will really struggle to ask for help sometimes, but if you check in on me, that's a great way to support me. Giving me a little bit more time to complete my work is super important for me. Some things are just a little bit more challenging for me to understand and take just a teeny bit more time. Small little quizzes throughout a unit is an incredible tool. This helps me check in that I'm understanding the work, as well as you can, as a teacher, can check in to make sure we're understanding the work. Letting me use my tech is super valuable for me. Having that tool in the classroom really assists me in my learning. Staying positive with me and celebrating my wins, small or big, are super important and really benefit me because I will focus on that one negative thing I did wrong. And it's really important that you focus on those really positive things. The last thing that really helps me is keeping me in the classroom. So, for example, being taken out of class as a student with an IEP, you are taken out of class often and given a little bit more support and time and resources to support you. So I often really did not enjoy that because I felt different from other students and I wasn't in an environment that I was comfortable in and not with my teacher, who I'm very comfortable with. So for me personally, that was not a resource and it didn't really assist me, and it made sometimes test taking a little bit harder for me. We have an incredible school board with a lot of many new supports. Some of the ones that I've heard the most about is Lexia, which I personally did, the corrective reading program, which has been a huge impact on kids, and Mathletics. So if you are struggling in a unit, try and have those conversations with your teachers so that they can give you these resources. Now that we've created an advocacy card, it's important for you to use it to your advantage. Really make sure these are individualized. Ensure it is an individual aspect and a tool, just like an IEP. An IEP is individual to you. Your voice counts. Ensure that you're using it and talk to your teachers and have those difficult conversations. But don't just have them with your teachers. Talk to your family about them. They can help you advocate for yourself when sometimes it feels too hard to advocate. Learning about all these new tools that are able for you to access is super important. Your IEP is full of these components that we just covered. This advocacy card is a mini version of an IEP. The big important takeaways of today is to learn about yourself. Know what you do really well and where you can improve. Know what you need to succeed. Know what's available to access and where you can access it. Learn that your IEP is there to support you, not to shame you. IEPs are a tool and a support that are super valuable. And the last thing is to be brave and be a self-advocator, because if you need it, the odds are somebody else does, and you can make that change for not just yourself, but that other student.